We must pay homage to him.
Collateral damage, but I'ma pay homage. I remember listening to music when I was in college. Even when I was young, I was always seeking the knowledge. Daydreaming of my wife's thighs, cause I love the fraudage. No cap, I'ma always keep it solid. Niggas asking me for crypto even though I lost my wallet. My clients, schizophrenic and psychotic. That's why my relationship with them is symbiotic. Nas said he remains flyest in the fat canias. Kumbaya. Yes, yes, yes.
I got to stand up where I belong.
Been trying to tell y'all for a while now, and now it's time.
I'd rather stand on my feet than live on my knees, begging the politicians to come help me, please. Where's my freedom? I'm down with IND, and for the post I sacrifice for freedom of speech. The powers that be wanna stop.
Hey, y'all. Yo, they say I'm a breadwinner. Some type of crypto farmer, no Pepperidge Farm, just call me Wonder. What God put together, let no man put asunder, or fall victim to the wrath of Shango's thunder. Side of these scammers and grifters, looking like the big red dog, I call him Clifford. Peace. What we doing? What we doing? Active in the building. Gandhi G. Active in the building. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. Gandhi G's first and second. -0. The grift is real. How about that? Could be a bar too, you know. The whole Palestine. Bars. Don DeMarco. Marco. Absolute retardation just drove by me right now. This car just drove by with its exhaust down to the damn ground. Act like you're in a Fast and Furious movie just to go up one block. Make all this noise just to go up. I can tell I'm getting old. Like, none of that amuses me. To go up one street, you're doing all that blah 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 blah. Make sure that your muffler, your Knox, what is it, NOS, fuel injection, whatever is working, pumping. You in the car. You're in the car by yourself. You got no exquisite, fine, beautiful, exquisite pair of cheeks next to you. Nothing like that. But you're going to go up the block and blah, 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 blah. And nobody's outside, too. People stupid, bro. People lost. How's everybody feeling, man? The stupidness is true. It's true. I guess that's how our elders saw us when we were young, right? 20, 30 years ago, 40 years. They looked at us like we were out of pocket. Like, what are y'all doing? You know, I was taking the time out today. First of all, salute to the real ones who we out here, we rock with each other, we build, right? We resolve, we try to meet the needs of people we love, we try to meet the needs of our obligations the best way we can, right? This is I'm extending appreciation to all the good people that are out here that catch this stream, where you live in your life and you represent love, like for real. You represent respect. You represent all things good. Shout out to y'all, because we don't always hear, or we don't always hear when people are, grateful. We don't always hear a thank you. Some of us don't always hear I appreciate you or anything like that. Well, you know what? You're listening to this stream, and if I'm describing who you are and what you do, thank you for real. It's from a genuine place. For real, man. For real. Because things can just change. Everything can change in an instant, just like that. Someone said, I heard recently, someone said, yo, don't be afraid to do something that you're afraid to do in your lifetime, because at some point, we're going to lose that chance to really be able to do that, in a sense where life is short. So live life, bro. Like, do what it is that you have to do to experience and explore the wonders of what's going on over here. You know, yesterday I did a stream about Hurricane Melissa that's pretty much ravaging different parts of the Caribbean right now. You know, it ran through Jamaica like it was nobody's business. Average of 180 plus mile per hour winds. The majority of the island, imagine 80% of the island is like under is a disaster zone. I mean, could you imagine, bro? And now what I'm hearing now, it's also devastating Cuba right now. Like it's so I mean by like any at any point things can just change. You know? Okay, exactly. Like Gandhi G said, do good things will happen. For sure. I believe in that. You put good energy out there, guess what you'll receive? Seriously. Like I really believe in that. But when you pretend to be a giving tree and you steal from the energy from the people all across the world to reap what you sow. A lot of us, look, Generation X and the older echelon of millennial generation, right? The top of the millennial generation, not the bottom millennial into Generation Z, right? I want to say top millennial, like what's top millennial? Maybe like 80, 80, 82, 83. If you're born in early 80s till now, you know what I'm saying? Like we have a different outlook on things, right? Uh, uh, reason why I'm talking about this is because like my kids, they're Gen Z. They're Gen Z. That's the generation after the millennial group, and soon We have Generation Alpha after Gen Z. And I've said this before, and it's just super true. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because time. Okay, he said 80. Yeah, 80. See, I was not too far off from 80 to now. That's that group, the top of millennial though. Not like that. You know what I mean? Like if it's 20 years of millennial, the top. Not the part that touches Gen Z, because I got no words for them. You know what I mean? Like the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like the late 80s. If you more, more 1990. You kind of like you falling into a certain space. These kids don't want to work, bro. Like, and I'm not putting a broad stroke on everything like that, man. They're not feeling a 9 to 5 type situation, right? Like maybe because it's evolution, maybe because the lockdown that the world experienced a couple years back delivered some irreversible damage, irreparable damage. Like, or maybe it depends on how you look at it. It sent a message that maybe 40, 50, 60, 70 hour work weeks are not optimal anymore. Maybe I'm too old and I'm bitter and hating on the new regime or the new ways, the paradigm shift, the new ways of doing things. I don't know. Um, but I'm watching this generation, this Gen Z, like they will go look for work, not get the job, and feel no way about it. Don't get me wrong, like they're putting some work in, right? They're applying themselves, they're applying, working hard, this and that, to get sending out applications, job applications, all kinds of stuff, even going on interviews. But even that is a certain skill set. If you don't have the connections, if you don't have the resources, if you don't know people, you really got to start with you got to acquire as much as you can so that the job could be offered to you. Dress the part, play the part very well. Make sure your resume is matching whatever you speak about and whatever you're representing. Show and prove. Let's go. Now you know. And if you don't know and you pretend like you know, you better pretend very well so you can beat everybody else who's applying for the same opportunity. But kids nowadays don't care. They don't even care. It's just a different time, bro. It's just a different time, bro. Like I look, I'm like, yo, when I was, man, when I was, shit, bro, 19 years old. I mean, I was working since I was 12, right? So that damn near is abuse that I willfully chose and negotiated. Like I talked my parents into understanding it was necessary for me to work at 12 and presented presented the reasons why, and I just did it. They allowed me to do it at 12. Damn near between 12. The first jobby job, 18. Like jobby job meaning, yeah, I'm working with people who are blue collared, heavy, machinery. These people are old enough to be my fathers. I'm working in a setting like that. Like these people are a couple years away from retiring, and I'm fresh out of school, 18. They're giving you benefits in this job. You got to wear this uniform. You got to clock in. You got to look forward to this type of holidays, this amount of sick hours, vacation time, health insurance, all that real shit. That's the welcome to the real world shit. Damn near abusive. Some of my friends went to the military, never saw them again. But that helped me build a certain level of ethics. I was scared to death, but I had to pretend like I had it under control. But on the inside, I had to deal with it. What else was I gonna do? And that's what kind of like I don't know if the generation now are taking it serious as we once had to coming up. We had to take it serious. We had no choice. Even if we were living on your own, forget it. You gotta take it serious. What else you gonna do? Get into a life of crime? What else you gonna do? Live off your parents and be ridiculed? Many of us didn't have that option. Some did, and they milk it. And yeah, man, I got a cousin, man. He never held a job, yo. He older than me, and that's something that I used to secretly like. I used to hate on that. Like I'm thinking, yo, what's up with that? Not even hate in a way where like jealous or anything. I'm just looking at him like, yo, you not how you feel about yourself as a man. Nah, he let his woman take care of him, yo. His woman worked minimum 2 jobs, full time to take care of dude. While dude lived with his mom, and she lived with dude, my cousin. They married, had a child, living with moms, and he just laid up chilling. Like there's certain things, bro. Like even like this is why I can't even go hard on the Gen Z like that because it's every generation you find wackiness, you find people doing weird shit. So I can't really push a certain narrative towards Gen Z. Who they learn from? People like folks I know. No, like dude. I wanna say, yo, if dude gotta be in his early 60s. Never, don't know what it is to have his own job. His job was living off his wife. That was the job. Word up. And I said to myself, yo, this lady must really love dude. Must really love dude. It is what it is. But if you working hard, I don't care if you a 9 to 5er. I don't care if you even running your own business. In many cases, running your own business is more stressful than having your own job that you got to punch in and punch out. Especially if you're running a business and you got staff, can be super. That's 24/7. If you have to do these things, self-sufficient, you entrepreneur, you just, it's a certain level of ethics that you develop, a certain quality within about yourself, a certain level of maturity, sense of responsibility that you've garnered, right? Certain image that you reflect and are an example of. Like, I gotta tell you, man, like, salute. If no one thanks you today, trust me, I'm gonna say, yo, I appreciate what y'all do in whatever capacity. If no one ever said thank you, yo, I'm telling y'all, thank you, because you got a lot of people out here that take advantage. You got a lot of people out here that don't know what it is to be a responsible adult and not only take care of their own personal individual affairs, but help take care of the lives of other people. There's people who don't know, who don't even care to know, you know, and this whole thing with crypto is filled with immaturity. I mean, so much immaturity. You would think, you would think, folks, like when you're talking about you dealing with money, that people would take things a certain level more serious than you find in crypto. People could get away with much more dealing with cryptocurrency. That's why they mess with crypto. Get away with, and what I mean by get away with, can do a lot more harm, right, than they can in financial legacy system, because it's still wild wild west in crypto. Somebody asked me the other day, it was like, hey, wonder what's going on with the Bitcoin, because when you talk about these things over the years, folks know you for certain things. And I looked at him and I said, yo, I gave him the signal, like, we'll talk about this some other time. Like, don't, like, we'll talk about this some other time. Just be careful. We'll talk about it some other time. It's not a joke. Like, you have, even on these people, this person talking, you got people who've been on the post chain side of things, right? It's no wonder you have individuals, they call them the members of the cabal. It's no wonder. Members of the cabal. Some of them might have been around early days. Some of them might have just joined years after 10,000x gains. Some of them might have joined once Pulse Chain launched. But you got a certain narrative with this cabal issue when it's about insiders, those who are in the know. Exclusivity is key. Certain individuals who band together and conspire, right, to create licks, to create opportunities to grift, so that the members in the cabal, the insiders, right, can benefit. So that the insiders can continuously manipulate the minds of gullible ass, weak-minded individuals. and succeed repeatedly over and over and over again for years. And when the pattern is identified, people don't respect history, they don't respect patterns, but when you have the pattern identified, you wonder why the head of the whole entire situation doesn't call them out in a negative way, because you got people on within your own community. See, it's one thing if you had folks who were from a different blockchain, right? Different community coming through and they just launching whatever they launch just to scam you. But that's not where they come, that's not really their origins. That's not their mainstay. They're coming from Binance, Phantom, Sonic, or whatever, Sui Network, Solana. No, you got homegrown seeds of destruction and poison that's infected the community and infested the chain with their numerous grifts, numerous scams, numerous lies, numerous crimes on the chain. And this person who's supposed to be the giving tree does not find it at any point or any moment important enough to say anything about why people in this community are even scamming, and that shit should not even be supported. Because you know what? You can't stop people from doing what they're going to do in a decentralized space. We get all that. But it's bizarre, and it's very bizarre and weird to me when I see that he used to have a thread identifying all the scams starting from October 2020. He used to update a thread on X, formerly known as Twitter, identifying all the scams in crypto that he was familiar with, and would ask people in the community to add to that list. You were very vocal enough to debate scammers, talk down against middlemen, counterparty risk, etc., etc., etc. Right? Identify scammers. You're trying to educate the masses on the good practices in crypto. When you have people in your own community who've been around your community, who launched nothing but opportunities that have since run, quote unquote opportunities, I put that in quotes, nothing but grifts that turned out to be rug pulls. And it's mum's the word, he's quiet, he doesn't say anything going against them. But then we'll want to call the entire community, once you upload some kind of pre-recorded video, talk about everybody is sell pressure. Everybody can be sell pressure, because you find sell pressure. Once you're buying anything, you're going to sell something. You're going to see that activity take place throughout any market and all markets. But sell pressure is just a cheap, sort of like a weak attempt to downplay, or maybe even it wasn't even attempting to downplay the bad actions of bad players that have been taking place on the chain. You had all this list to say about all these scams, But when it comes to his own homegrown, his own community, it's mum's the word. And it also lets me think about what the gentleman said. And you know what? You're right. Shout out to the wife of the guy who's held 2, 3 jobs and held up a husband who wasn't working, didn't want to work, and raised a child and lived under her mother-in-law's roof. Sidebar. But yeah, shout out to her. You're right, 100%. And I think she's developed ailments over the years too. You wonder why, right? Like it's we'll get back to that. But when you have an individual supposed to be the founder of a blockchain, some kind of leader who's been absentee founder at this point, and you're watching gross, disgusting behavior take place on your chain over the years by people you're familiar with or not familiar. Maybe you're not familiar, but people who've been around you for years or been around talking about the whole thing for years. And this is what they do and this is what they've done. And you say nothing because you're just eager to see people adopt the chain. When someone talks about they've invested $3.6 million into their project on the chain, and then within days, they're watching mass extraction take place from their project by individuals who've been known to do this, who have done it to other projects repeatedly. And you wonder why big players and folks and people are just not going to be so interested or keen to want to come over to the chain and participate in it. $3.6 million was put towards a coin by a whale, and people just took advantage of that. Whether that's true 100% or not, that's just been commonplace throughout the entire existence of the chain. Launch something and grift, launch something and scam, launch something and rug pull, launch something and extract, and keep on extracting. And you want to call people sell pressure. Does that boost morale? Does that boost any type of confidence? Like, who are you talking to? You're talking to the same people that you need to remain on the chain so that they don't sell and leave and never come back. The same people that you would like to actually promote to talk to other people about the chain so that they could come spend money on the chain. And meanwhile, you support individuals who've launched coins that they themselves decide to rug repeatedly. And people make excuses for those types of behaviors. And you really think that that's supposed to be respected, that's supposed to be respectable, that's something that, again, that would engender confidence, trust, boost morale. When he had it obnoxious, he was very obnoxious about calling out all these scammers. And rightfully so. Why wouldn't you want to expose scammers? Exactly, expose them. But when it's happening within your own community and you celebrating or praising a member or two who have done the same thing in your community and they don't get exposed by you while they're fleecing on your own operation, and that's supposed to be cool? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That gets a pass. Those behaviors are excusable. How? How? You know, the whale, that thing that I'm talking about. I'm hearing about a whale named Fire Whale that launched a thing called X Game, and people already took advantage. He launched it like a couple days ago, and it was just a mass extraction festival. Okay, a lot of us, we familiar. We know. My thing is, since this has been going on since the chain launched, your man is calling everybody, or at least called everybody as recent as almost a year ago. Not a year ago. This spring, I want to say, the Cell Pressure video, whenever that dropped, and wants to call people Cell Pressure. Meanwhile, no, you got some a little more than Cell Pressure taking place. People are desperate. People have just been on a certain mode of like, yo, get it, and they don't care what happens. They just got to get to the bag. That's where we're at this point on that chain. They don't care who gets hurt. They don't care who gets rugged. What is that? That's gonna allow people to be interested and want to spend money on a chain. You show them the chart, and if they know what they're looking at. I mean, come on, bro. No, but you're gonna talk about value proposition or what may happen or what can happen. It's- you think it leads me to believe that, like, really he's not the guy for real. Like, this guy is not the guy. He used to be so vocal. You want to debate, you want to expose, you want to call out all these scams and this and that, how you want to save people from all the scams and write a list of the scams and update the list ever so often. That just stopped, right? And then when the people are doing it on your own chain, one of them is a influencer who does conferences. They don't get called out, but you could call out a former influencer because he talked about Saitama V3 and made $150 off of it in 2022. You could unfriend him or unfollow. You could block him. The community could come together and ridicule this person, basically kick him out of the community or whatever. Kick, I say that in quotes because you can't really kick anybody out of any community. They just decide to leave, right? But all his so-called whatever influence dissolved. Once it came out, the founder unfriended this guy or unfollowed this guy for talking about his Saitama V3 coin. It was nothing but a backlash. Dude was ridiculed, humiliated, and kicked out of the cool gang for talking about another coin that wasn't Hex, where he made $150 off of. Granted, I didn't care about whatever he was talking about, but I'm just pointing out. I didn't care about no Saitama V3. I didn't care about none of that. I'm just pointing out. You were mad that this guy did that, who was an influencer, but you got another influencer who launched two coins, And how did those 2 coins turn out? And you don't hear a peep from the founder. What happened? You don't care anymore? Or what happened? Did your newfound handler or newfound boss, yeah, right? The person who says, "Oh, you can't work for nobody, you serial entrepreneur." Well, you somebody got you shut. Somebody kept you, super. You talk about freedom of speech. You can't even talk. Somebody got you quiet. Somebody clipped your whole voice, clipped everything. Somebody telling you, no, sit down. Sit down. DOC in the building, or Sonny Pendu creator. Somebody telling him, this is what we're going to do. And this is what you're going to do. And he has to follow suit. That's what it looks like. Somebody telling your founder, Pulse Chain founder, what to do and what not to do. Because this makes absolute no sense, period, bro. And until people really come to terms, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Again, I just apply common sense. Somebody used to do some shit, you used to call out scammers, used to document the scamming and the scammers, call them out. You used to call them out. And when people are scamming on your own blockchain, it's crickets. You don't say a word. You don't say a word. Even people who you've talked about in a positive light. But you called other people out, like let's just put it on the table. You call out Joker for talk about, say, Tama V3 made $150. Dude wasn't welcome back in the community soon after that. Maddie could launch multiple coins or have coins, support coins in his likeness or whatever. And when the community shows him how the coins got rugged, since he doesn't necessarily may or want to admit to it or not, but when the community presents the information to him and show, here, look at this. Look at these transactions here. We see it all. This is what took place. It's crickets from the founder. It's cool from the founder. And that's just one example. I'm showing you, like, of the inconsistency. Hypocrisy. You don't think, when you hear, oh, people are desperate, so everybody desperate, so does that mean that gives everybody the right, or people the right to just steal from one another? Just anarchy? And then want to talk about, oh, this is the number one situation, the best community. Oh, this community is so fire. No, it's not. It's not. And for a person who had such a loud, big mouth, like your founder, to call out, oh, Mashinsky, Do Kwon, FTX, all these individuals. You had smoke for all of them. But when it comes to his own operation, it's nothing at all. At all. Not even a message on post like, yo, you guys, listen, Cell Pressure. Many of you don't understand how these scammers are going to consistently take money from you if you buy their shit. When you stop buying their shit, you may decrease your chances of getting scammed. How about that? The cognitive dissonance is so strong with some people. The denial factor is so thick and intense that people can't bear to deal with. They can't bear to deal with what's in front of them, what they've been witnessing, what's been unfolding right in front of our eyes, man. We have somebody who's just been absentee, who's been on the run. I don't care if you want to call it, oh, just quiet, taking a break. He got advice, counsel. His attorneys advise him not to. It don't matter. You're scared. You're running from a problem that doesn't feel like anything even remotely close to innocence. That doesn't feel like anybody innocent in anything related to what he got going on. The dude moved all the bread away. Quote, I put in quotes, all the bread. No, you know what I mean by move the bread. The sacrifice monies that y'all were talking about last week, that's ran through how many, whatever wallets. Through tornado, gone. Don't even, I don't know why y'all were even counting on that money to do anything anyway. He told you it was gone 4 years ago when you gave it up. Told you it was gone 4 years ago. And so people want to still tell you like, yo, this is we still got a chance. We still got a founder who's around. What founder do you know that would scam and disappear? I'll tell you right now. Can you prove he's around? You can't 100% prove absolute proof he's around. What Twitter is your only what? And it's not even about being around, because you could easily be around and still nothing is going on with your chain, which is crazy, because it's crazy because nothing is going on with the chain and he's not around like that. He's not around. He's not streaming, not nothing. People are like, yo, wait till he starts streaming again. Why would he stream again? Why would he stream again? Told you he got the glory already, man. Like, he played everybody, man. It's a good game. It's my opinion. He got it already. Good game. 1.6 billion plus on top of everything else he got going on. If 2026 rolls around, y'all, and nothing materializes, like I'm telling you, if nothing happens between now and the end of this year, it's a dub, meaning it's an L, a loss, an epic fail for Pulse Chain. Let 2025 close out. Let 2025 close out. And we don't see anything, not even a 5x on top of sack price. You can't even do a 4x above all-time high, above sack price. A 4x on top of sack price. You know, just beat the previous all-time high, which was a 2.5, 3x. You can't do a 4x. By the end of this year, it's a wrap. Like his reputation, he just killed his position in crypto. Like, You could only go so far by living off a 10,000X. Marketing ploy. You could only go so far because 4 years after that, it's been crickets. 10,000X happened 4 years ago. And since then, nothing. I remember a streamer in the community said, yo, any coin that goes down 99%, almost like no coin has ever recovered from that. And that person is a Hexagon person, one of the main OGs, very popular. I ain't agree because I'm like, nah, you kidding? What are you talking about? Such and such and such. The dude turned out to be right because what is Hex done? I don't care if you're talking to me about some EHEX, PHEX new chart. You can't talk about the old chart because PHEX has got a new chart or the old EHEX. Nothing. Where neither one of those coins have gone anywhere close to 50 cents, and there are two of them. Actually, more. But y'all don't talk about the other coins anymore on the other ghost chains. But neither one on Ethereum or Pulse have even made nothing, have even made 10 cents, have even reached 10 cents. Sell pressure, oh, marketing, all kinds of excuses on some marketing. Or macro, this and that. You got to keep not build, don't build anymore. Keep promoting. Nobody likes the chain as much as he thinks people should, even. Not even people will. He thinks people should like the chain. He put a tweet out talking about, hey, Ethereum gas prices are low. Shout out to Pulse Chain. No one cares except his own echo chamber of gullible believers. Outside of that, nobody else cares. Miserable fail. Miserable, absolute miserable fail. Miserable, absolute miserable fail. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. It's been an absolute loss. Terrible. You know, folks that were supportive in the beginning, fake OGs. I say fake OG because like really, like whatever, man. Early Hex believers, some of them are really realizing certain things, and they speaking against the whole foolishness of what's been taking place right now, yo. Because it's undeniable. It's undeniable. It's absolutely undeniable. When you hear things like, yo, it doesn't take much to pump the four core coins. It doesn't take much. And you don't see anything happen because people will speculate and they know folks are going to sell. What kind of trap did you put yourself into? And this is the thing. He already got his money. That's the thing. He already got his money. So how he not incentivized to make a million millionaires like that? You already got your money. Saying you want to make a million millionaires, that was a hook. That was a bait to catch him. Hook, line, and sinker. You a giving tree. You here to save people. That's a marketing, all marketing tactics employs. That's it. The 10,000X was his best marketing tool though. That's what got him 1.6 billion because 10,000X. If 10,000X did not occur, you really think he would have got 1.6 billion? That was the best marketing tool. You apply it to the sensibilities of those who are gullible and vulnerable and weak-minded and don't want to think critically. And then you couple that with fear. It was a perfect storm because people were going through all kinds of anxiety during that time period with the lockdown. All sorts of pressures and stressors, right? People took a risk, they took a gamble, you manipulated, you did your thing on the chain, etc., etc. You did your magic because you're a magician, and you showed you. The thing is this, right? He the type of person, he looked like to me. I'm talking about your founder. He seemed like he's the type, he'll talk about something, right? Act as if it's really law, right? He'll put something out there, act as if it's law, then test it out in real time. See that shit is working, and then take full advantage, rightfully so. But the minute it doesn't work, you're going to flip the narrative. Maybe not highlight it, talk about it anymore, or do whatever to skirt the issue that, oh, whatever you thought it was, it's not that. It ain't that. But all this thing about, oh, liquidity, this and that, you don't need much to pump the market, this and that and this, that, and this. The whole time it was an experiment. Let me try it. Things, trial and error with your community, trial and error with your community, trial and error. Cool. Experiment. Shit, there's an element of luck involved. Took some Ethereum that was recycled, did your thug Thizzle, 1-2, Thizzle, 10,000X, ha ha ha. Some Godwell helped, some Godwell, whoever that Godwell is. Nobody even talks about Godwell anymore. No one talks about some Godwell anymore, especially after the whole Bank X situation. No one talks about Godwell anymore. No one even cares. The whole drive, motivation, and steam, and even early grassroots level of everything that cultivated that community has dissipated greatly, and that's a disservice. That is crazy. And how do you expect to see another 10,000X when people like folks don't even care? The 10,000X they're looking for is for themselves, nobody else. Like, that's why you got grifts and grifts taking place. Because people trying to really multiply their X's to get out, to do whatever they can and get out. Steal, take, extract, draw as much money as you can off the chain and get out. Because nobody cares about this thing anymore like that, man. You want to get new eyes, in other words, new victims, so that you can have your own pool of exit liquidity. That's what this is about. Because once you get the money, what's going to be the likelihood of people really staying? Like, once people really get the money, right? If that time ever comes, where we would just get the money. I'm talking about regular schmegular people, not insiders that launch freaking scams every other week or every other month or every other day. Once people get the money, what's going to incentivize you to really stick around on the chain? You know? Clash, what's good with you, bro? Clash, what like you know, Clash, you like hearing me talk? You must, cause you just keep coming here. You know what I'm saying? Like what's good with Clash? Should be, RH 716. Like you might as well be RH. What's good with you? Bro, Clash, you should at least like the video. Why don't you join, you know what I'm saying, the members or something, man? Because Clash, you stay with your contrarian, a different type of contrarian view. Stay over here. You're not really aligned with what I'm saying. So you might as well like the video and share the video, man. Go tell a friend and tell a friend on X how I'm shitting on your founder and been shitting on him for a strong year and a half, bro. Shout out to Clash, man. Clash, you all over the place, man. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand, Clash. Clash says, ooh, 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 I'm good. So good. Ooh, 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 I'm good. So good. Clash, you hit the like button, Clash. That's what I'm saying, man. Clash, yo, join the members, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody. Oh, good. All right. You hit the like button? All right, all right. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's what's up. That's what's up, Clash. What about that hype button? You hit the All right, so let me ask you, you know what? You know what? Do I have time? Do I have time? Clash, what do you think is what do you think needs what do you think needs to happen so your founder could pump the market? Huh? What do you think? Oh, yo, Clash, you ain't shit. Yo, Clash ain't shit, man. Clash. Yo, Clash. You out of pocket, man. Yo, that's Clash said you running a sacrifice to hit the like button. Clash, you out of pocket, man. Yo, but check this out, man. There's one thing about Pulse Chain. The shenanigans are so endless that I just sometimes I pick whatever I want to talk about because there's so much more weird, bizarre stuff going on. This is why I say, like, yo, man, like, some gotta give. If it doesn't pump from now to the end of this year, it won't even matter. It won't even matter what any influencer got to talk about or whatever, because they're simply not the founder. They're not the founder. They're not RH. Won't ever be RH. This whole thing with Interpol, allegations of tax, whatever. Now I'm hearing it's some Europol. I never even heard of a Europol. It's Europol and Interpol. You got allegations of beating up a teenager. Weird. These things, and that's not even helping the situation. You would think if that type of press was giving him some kind of villainous notoriety, but working in his favor. Like he was like Batman or the Joker in Batman. Like, oh yeah, see, look at this bad crypto guy, or whatever crypto guy that beat the SEC, but he ain't that squeaky clean because look what he got. This Jackie's most wanted. Like that would help him out in his favor. No one cares. No one cares, and he knows that. So he clout chases. He clout chases Ethereum. Semi-clout chases Vitalik. Definitely clout chases Changpeng Zhao from Binance. 100% clout chases Changpeng Zhao. Because this guy has no riz whatsoever. No riz with the chicks, you could tell. Because no even female crypto personality really looking to, anything with him except his own minions in the community that nobody care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. It's weird with this guy, bro. It's not working. Don't push something that wasn't meant for him to happen. Like, stop forcing divinity to take place when you don't even represent anything close. Yo, 2026 rolls around, bro. Let me tell y'all, man. 2026 rolls around and nothing moves. It's it. There's nothing like this. It's it for him. And I'm telling you, like, you could almost feel it. Like, and I've been saying this since the end of the summer and even before the end of the summer. Like, if 2025, let 2025 go and we don't see any kind of run, forget it, bro. He just killed his whole situation, bro. Killed it. Like, people are never gonna let him live that down. Like, I'm telling you, you're gonna see. You think people are upset now? You think folks are like changing their tune about him now? Let 2026 come around and this guy, like, it's like, yo, you might as well, yo, you got some, yo, listen, man. He gonna be, it won't be good. His reputation will be trash. Trash. It's already bad that a community is waiting for one man to pump the market. How terrible is that? Like I said before, like I used to wish people didn't talk about that. I used to wish people didn't talk about that. Like, you letting the world know that, yo, you waiting for one person to pump a market? This is what we doing out here? Nah, that's not cool. We can't do that. We can't do that. You giving away too much information, too much sauce. What's wrong with y'all? But then it became commonplace. Now it's like 90% everybody waiting and speaking about it openly, candidly. Yo, you waiting for RA to pull the levers? Yo, hey, send it. That's crazy, bro. You waiting for one person, and where's the decentralization in that? You waiting for him to moon all this and that. Moon. Not good. Not good, y'all. Like really bad, actually. But what else? Like, that's just the best out of a bad situation. Like, the best we got. That's crazy, bro. There's so many sub communities, so many communities that don't get along, fractured, split apart. Like, and you don't, and you, as a supposed to be a founder, supposed to be a leader, a very poor excuse of a leader. But I can't say he was that poor of an excuse of a leader, because he led himself into getting $1.6 billion So how poor of an excuse must he have been really? You know, must not have been that poor of an excuse. But to follow up as a leader, nah, his follow up is trash. Trash. You have to have somebody come out again out of hibernation this year to talk about he works for everybody and that he had to update the front end on his own website. Like it took somebody out of the come on, bro. This follow up is garbage, bro. Like it's not this ain't it, bro. This ain't it, bro. This ain't it. He ain't it. Like he became a liar. This fool talking about sell your coins and be done with it. Yeah, all right. Why don't you sell your coins and be done with it? Why are you even here? Yo, did you smash the like button? Actually, smash the dislike button. Smash the dislike button. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, they're so insufferable. They want to listen to you shit on their founder, and you think that it's just gonna be, oh, I'm gonna sell and then that'll be done with it. I'm gonna stop talking. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thank you for your viewership, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you people weird, bro. Thanks for coming through and leaving a comment. You boosted my algorithm. Algorithm. Sell and be done with it. Yeah, okay. It ain't that easy, man. You think I'm selling some 15-year stakes? Right. Right. You go sell and be done with it. Yeah. Yeah. Sell and be done with it. You know? Hell no. This person just got into crypto. Some noob. A noob just got into crypto. Talk about selling beating. It's an easy way out. You know. I could deal with Clash, but you check this out, man. You something else, man. Why don't you join the members? Right? You gonna buy my bags? You gonna buy my bags? You know? No, you're not buying any bags. People got nothing to offer. You got nothing to offer. That's why you listening to me, though. You know what I'm saying? You got nothing to offer. Z grateful. Z corny. Ah. This is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do. In fact, somebody block this dude, yo. Some Z grateful. Out of here. Because if you don't, I will. I'm a block dude. I don't care about nothing you got talking about, man. We got so much going on. And some Giving Tree lied to us, bro. The Giving Tree lied. That's just the truth. The Giving Tree lied, unfortunately. And it's looking more and more like a liar each day it passes by. Looking more and more like a liar. Community, bro. One of the pioneers, man. Like DJ Cryptomatic has been streaming back to back weekly on a regular basis, marketing this community for 5 strong years. Like I said many times before, what more promotion could you ask for from a DJ Cryptomatic? What more marketing and promotion could you ask for from a DJ Cryptomatic, man? And guess what? This is one thing I respect about people like DJ Cryptomatic: the loyalty. I respect the loyalty, bro. I respect the loyalty. And it's not loyalty to me. I respect the loyalty in what they believe in. I respect the aspect of that quality of loyalty. My loyalty to that has severely changed, but doesn't mean anyone else's has to change either. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to convert. I'm just here to speak. But respect is respect both ways. But I just don't like the way that this person has played this game. I don't like the way he's played this game. You know, you had gifts. You're gifted enough to have a bunch of people believe in you. Well, they gave you 1 billion, $1.6 billion, and this is what this is what the entire community has to show for it. Meanwhile, people continuously fleecing, rugging, extracting, launching garbage on top of garbage, and they're not strangers. They're people who have been in the community for a long time. They're people who have been in the community who followed the leader, who continuously grift, and the fake leader, the absentee leader, says nothing about it. Says nothing about to the people who he calls cell pressure, to the community that he identifies as dum dums, to the community that he identifies as idiots. He doesn't tell the idiots, the dum dums. And sometimes you'll say find people when he needs somebody to donate a car. He doesn't tell the fine people, the fine idiots and dum dums, hey, don't buy coins from groups of people that have consistently scammed you, that are on this chain, that are in this community. Don't buy their coins, because there's a great probable chance, highly probable, that you will lose your money, because the same groups of people that are issuing coins over and over again have created a pattern for themselves, have created a track record for themselves, have created like an entire history. Do you think your founder cares enough to bring these things to light? That's why, like, I lost respect for dude. Like, there's no respect there. You don't respect your people. You don't respect your people because you're gonna disrespect them after they gave you all a boatload of money that you don't have to do anything else for the rest of your life. Especially because you know that money's gonna be well kept because he's cheap anyway. It's cheap anyway. You tell people don't buy paid groups. Don't join conferences. When the conference founder told you that you need to apologize to him, less than 2 days later, you tell the world the conference founder is having a conference and you thanked him on Twitter, on X. That whole sell pressure business, calling everybody sell pressure, including the extractors, including the scammers. You didn't isolate them. You didn't call them out. You didn't separate them. Makes me think he's complicit. Makes me think he doesn't even care. Makes me think that he's afraid to call them out. Like you become someone else. Like you're not even who he is. Like it's somebody else. You're not even him. It's not even him. He's become scared to call out scammers who are scamming on his own chain. So you gotta be if he's really around, then he's being handled. He's being controlled. If he's around and he cares, he's being controlled because he doesn't really care. Because if you did, you would warn people. You say you're a giving tree. Keep warning. You're not warning. You're lying. You're pretending. You're deceiving. You're tricking people. You're conning people. After this year, if things don't materialize and we don't see anything pump on Pulse Chain, it's a failure. It's a failure for the chain. A failure by way of market performance, price performance. Absolute fail. Let 2026 roll around. This thing is an absolute fail, yo. And all that shit he talked about other projects, all that shit he talked about other founders, other coins, right? In the past, he needs to eat all his words. Because if it was applicable to IOTA and whatever other coins that went down 80, 85%, when yours went down 99, if it's applicable to discredit and disrespect IOTA and other coins and blockchains, then the same goes for you and your operation in Pulse Chain 2. That's it. That's it. But a mind that's a mind, right? Like a diseased mind, right? Mental illness, narcissism, personality disorder, sick minds won't accept that as fact. They'll make excuses because they can't accept it. You know? These weird terms, like you're famous for saying weird terms like some sea fagging and all that, like that why don't you the same energy and fervor that people got that copying and they writing this, why doesn't that translate into monetary gains on your chain? Why doesn't that energy transcend and becomes monetary where people just, oh damn, not only did he shit on somebody in his own community, an influencer who basically supported promoting the chain, not only did you call them a cry fagger for cry fagging, but yo, he pumped the market and put money in everybody's pocket. So people be really, if you're gonna really try to plant your flag, make a statement, and smash somebody out, then do it all the way. But this dude, he doesn't have it in him. because he's not the guy. He's not. Same way you telling some people, oh, they butt hurt here, complain here. You calling this person cry faggot, saying all this stuff. People that gave you money. I don't know if Corey Costa gave him money as far as sacrifice. I don't know if he did that. But in general, all I'm saying is, yo, you talk about a community that gave you money and gave you relevance. If it wasn't for the community, you'd be nobody. True to form. You're talking all this reckless. All this reckless. And like it's cool and like it's okay. It's not cool and it's not okay. That's why you got to think like these people, the mind is not well. His mind isn't well. His mind isn't on point. But they'll make excuses for the behavior. They'll tell you if you hear anything negative, block. Negative to the truth or alternative to the truth. Anything opposite of the truth. Anything truth adverse is not supported. You got a person in the community that been speaking this shit ever since 2022 on his own time in his own way, really trying to break down all the weird stuff that's going on, saying imagine this, imagine that. You could call it imaginary horribles or whatever, but look at how things have materialized. What type of glory is dude looking for? What does that glory look like? He couldn't define that. Why? Because he was already living in the glory, but could not express that to the world because he needs the world to believe in his marketing, in his gimmick, in his tricks, in his perceived knowledge, skill set, power, know-how, so that you can spend more money. Saying, yo, you want the glory. What does the glory look like? You're going to be president of the world? What does your glory look like? Anybody ever thought about that shit? You can't verbalize with you can imagine and you can put the message out there. I want my own country, nation state. He already sowed those seeds. He said, yo, in 5 years, he wants a Hexaco, a nation state. It might take 5-year timeline. But then the what saves him is when he says he's not good with timelines. This motherfucker knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. $1.6 billion is the proof that he knows exactly what he's doing. He already reached his glory. You beat the SEC. You don't even have some type of virtual party. Since you can't dance with people in real life, you can't even really dance on Twitter. You can't dance on X shitting on the SEC. You beat them. You couldn't even pump your market to show, oh, damn, we're going to celebrate. Here's a celebration, bitches. Here's my attempt at making a million millionaires come to fruition. Oh, but wait a minute, sell pressure. Can't do it, sell pressure. You're going to make excuses because, number one, you really don't want to fucking do it. If it don't benefit you, you really don't want to do it. You're too cheap. You said to the world you cheap on Fresh and Fit. We already knew you were cheap when you allowed Hexaco to buy your lunch, to buy whatever meal. I said it before, like that dude cheap too. Like yeah, you crazy. You did all this Bitcoin mining, this and that. You got all this Ethereum. You got all this big whatever perceived, ill-perceived riches. What glory? What does that glory look like? You building a country on the moon? You're gonna try to develop real estate on Jupiter? What does your glory look like? You got the glory already. That's why you want to fade to black like Jay-Z, but you're not that guy. You wish you were, but you're not. That's why This long con that's unfolding, because that's what it looked like. Prove me wrong otherwise. Like, this is the thing. This is the nastiest thing about this whole situation. Hex is not a blockchain. Hex was an experiment that took off very well. I thought the T-share definitely would have helped the price of Hex improve. I was fucking wrong. And everyone else who thought like me was wrong. The T-share didn't help price improve for Hex at all. So miss me with whatever tokenomics, mathematical, sabbatical, whatever foolish formula you want to bring to me. Act like, this is high science. It's not. It was an experiment that ended up working out well. And guess what? People in the community found their own way to figure out what the formula was and apply the experiment to launch their own coins on Pulse Chain and hook up their own friends, people in paid groups, their own cliques, their own buddies, and they made a killing where their coins outperformed all of his coins because they followed his lead. They followed his script. That's the millionaires we talking about, like that. You got to join a shady conglomerate. That's how I could become a member of the millionaires. Paid to join some bum ass group, shady conglomerate of greasy souls. Conspire, closet racists, right? People who you share nothing in common with except just wanting to make $1 without trying to hurt people. Meanwhile, all you do, and you find yourself, you're just in another pump and dump situation. Except you have to pay for it in one shape, form, or another. You can't be first, so you got to be second, 20th, 30th person to come in and get the pump. You don't have the know-how to have these bots work in your favor, so you got to be behind the 8 ball, whatever. Even though you're an insider, you got to still pay your way. Because you don't have the resources trying to figure some shit out, all to make $1. You got no presence online, so you got to figure out how you fit in. Influencers got to get a check. They need a bag for them to even talk about whatever you got going on. You got to pay them a fee. Backdoor deals, left and right. Exploits flaws in the contract, but they won't tell the world that, but they know among themselves that's how they extract. That's the shit we got going on over here. I thought he was here to save you. I thought your man was here to save you, but you don't see your man. He's absent. You get into X Games. Your man said he's here to save you. You get into X Games. What happened to X Game? The dude got to his glory already, y'all. He just didn't include us. That's it. So that's why it's no crying in the casino. That's why it's, oh, you a cry fagger. Oh, that's why it's, oh, you sell pressure. Damn, sell pressure. That's why it's, oh, you butt hurt. Leave complain right here in the comments for all you butt hurt people. He got to the glory already. You beat the SEC. It looks like you're avoiding and scared of Interpol, but nobody cares because you got a bag, right? Because people saw movement taking place earlier this month with Interpol. Maybe you're paying funds for tax evasion. Who the F knows? Why are you trying to be all nondescript? Why are you trying to act like you hiding? What was that? Trying to feel like you superior than everybody else? No, you're afraid. You're running from something. Because I don't know any innocent person that moves like that. Watches confiscated. What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this picture? You got to the glory already, yo. You got to the glory. But y'all need to wake up. Buffalo Heart in the building, man. What's going on, Buffalo Heart? Dude got to the glory. He got to the glory. There is no glory to attain to. That was just, again, a trick so he can get you to believe in him. Oh, damn. There's one person in this entire world among 8 billion people that says he's a giving tree and he's trying to save us, right? And he's in it for the glory. So he's singling himself out versus 8 billion other people. So I know one person who I'll never meet in this world that's really on a mission to attain some type of crypto glory. And you know, that person is so and so. And since I like to hear him say he's a giving tree and he wants to make a million millionaires, here, take my money. Because after you take my money, I'm gonna understand it's no longer my money. Bum bullshit. Mind bending stupidity. It's all bullshit. All of it, y'all. All of it. How you saving people being a giving tree when all you presented so far this year was consistent hypocrisy? How you being a giving tree? Y'all got to wake up, y'all. Consistent contradictions. But this is bring your heroes here to die and your people to thrive. VCs, we don't need you. We don't need you. Think about how much money I have. VC, X didn't need you. Pulse ain't gonna need you. Go fuck yourselves. Go buy the top. What do? How many times you begging for people to come play with Pulse Chain? You begging Ethereum. You begging CZ. What we talking about? Free airdrop. World's largest free airdrop. Yeah, come Ethereum Bros, PRC20s, free airdrop. Then what you say this year? The vast majority of these airdrops, free airdrops, are worthless. So what the fuck is the point of people coming to claim their free airdrop when they're worthless? This is your guy? He fucked up, y'all. You're watching somebody fuck up who's too embarrassed and ashamed to face the truth. That's why he's hiding. He could never show his face in the public like that because it'll be a massacre, a massacre, a stain in his subconscious that he will not ever be able to remove, but he will reject it easily because he has his personality disorder. So it's never something that he's just gonna accept anyway because of the disorder. But why do you think he's not showing his grill piece? He got the million already. What billion? What's there to show? What grill? What stream is there to do? Y'all keep. That's why it's so easy to fucking take advantage of people, man. It's so easy. Because a lot of us want to believe in the good in people. We want to believe in the good in people. We want to show love. We want to show respect. We want to build from a premise of love, right? Of taking care, of uplifting one another, of helping people. That's what we want to go by. We don't come from the perspective of just putting ourselves in a position to be harmed, to be violated, to be victimized and all that shit. That's not what many of us are about. That's not what many of us believe and subscribe to. But you got some people out here that simply have bad heads and do bad things and need a fucking place to go. That's why I will never, never say anything. When I hear somebody got locked up, I'm not gonna be the first one to say free so and so. Get the F out of here. But that's me. Because I've met some individuals in my life that deserve to be incarcerated, thrown away, and with the keys thrown away. There's people out here that mean well for one another, that want to put the best foot forward, that want to help. And you find something like crypto where it's just so easy to get tricked, to lose. And people take advantage of that and want to appeal to your sensibilities. And your vulnerabilities, and talk shit and make you feel like you're an idiot. You know nothing. They know everything. You lend them your confidence and trust and money. You don't even lend the money. You gave the money away. That's gone. That shit ain't even a Wyclef Jean song. Gone to November. It's gone to never. It's gone to never. Never. It's gone to never. Never see that money again. From a person who's self-purported cheap person who said they're cheap. And it'll tell you, yo, you want to see something done, you work for it. You already gave him the paper. You already gave him the money. You already gave him an out. Free. He's free, y'all. Like in a sense where what he got to prove? He told you don't work for nobody, so that covers him. You want to see something done, that covers him too. Like you want to see green cancer, you do some shit. You gave him the money up front. He gave you some. Now it's up to you to do some shit with it. But you play and choose and use when those rules apply, when it fits, when it's convenient for him to protect his own interests. $1.6 billion. What am I pumping? Oh, I'm pumping this market, right? Look, everybody. Everybody want to watch my wallets? Watch all the SAC funds, or watch these monies in the SAC funds disappear. Then what? You can't say shit no more. You can't hurt your brain looking at these wallets anymore. You can't. So what you gonna do? Not a damn thing. What can you do? He got it already. You think that securities, you think that no expectations thing was like what was really about, yo, this is fundamental. This is a fundamental problem that needs to be addressed. You know, this is a thing about challenging our right to sovereignty. You think it was about principles? No, it's about covering his cheeks. Everything he deal with got a double meaning. Who breaks the shit down like I do, y'all? Everything he talking about got a double meaning. Oh, how we test. Yeah, that's on the surface. Oh no, we can't say, we work for a common enterprise, a profit for the work of others. We don't want to make sure shit come out, passing the how we test, securities. We don't need that. We didn't know it was to protect his ass. Not you, not me. It looked good on paper. It looked good on TV. wasn't for you and me. It was to protect him. What are you talking about, Wonder? What are you talking about? Protect him? What you mean protect him? He told you he don't work for you. He told you he'll never work for you. Who he protected? Not us. Yo, you can't. Who's he protecting? He protecting his community, his believers. He protecting himself. And you see what happened by having years worth of documented efforts, information on the internet, with him always been saying he works for nobody. With the fucking disclaimers on the post-chain and post-sex sacrifices. Have no expectations. All this shit. From even before this whole thing launched and all that. To protect his own interests. Not just to prove that the coins aren't securities. You got to protect your own cheeks. That shit with to prove that the coins aren't securities, that hasn't even been proven yet 100%. These people want to tell you about some legal clarity. They want to tell you about some legal clarity. What legal clarity? You just got an open lane through a loophole about jurisdiction. They didn't have jurisdiction to go after him. Nothing was said about some. Did they say that? Oh yeah, you know what? This is emphatic. Unless I didn't read this shit, because I don't care for it like that. I didn't read anything in the thing talking about like, yo, you know, oh, this is expressive. This is clear. His coins are not securities. I don't know. Unless y'all could tell me something different. Did the judge rule also that the coins aren't securities? I don't know. Well, I do know everybody keep talking about, oh yeah, jurisdiction. That's what helped him win the case. To cover his cheeks. That was another backup plan. We're going to leave the U.S. I'm going to launch some shit, tell you I don't work for you, and I'm going to be overseas. How you like them apples? It's a game he was playing. And then the game looks good because it's dressed up. It's nice. It's like, yo, this is how fire of an individual I am. This is how dope I am. I'm such a slamming, fire-ass giving tree. Y'all donated. Y'all sacrificed. And you got a blockchain that's decentralized, that you could do whatever you want. That's just a byproduct of him saving his ass. That's just a byproduct of him getting $1.6 billion. He don't care about that blockchain. You think he cares about the blockchain? He got $1.6 billion. He rocking you to sleep to make you believe he cares about the blockchain. He already got paid. Telling you that's just that's a byproduct of whatever he did, and then the Pulse X that could barely, like, it takes forever to upgrade after years. You don't even have a V3. Meanwhile, motherfuckers are dealing with V4. Pulse X doesn't even have a V3. You think he cares? Then every now and then we'll periodically shit on. I remember, V1 bug. How come everybody didn't notice the V1 bug? Meanwhile, during the testnet phases, they did notice the V1 bug. No one did shit about it. Or he didn't, him and his team, but want to clown the people, clown your community again. I remember that shit. These upgrades of an upgrade that just seem like it's so slow moving upgrades. Like, what? Nobody care about the blockchain Explorer. Been having problems for so long. He don't care to update that. He got the money. Pulse chain to $1, all this shit like that. Yo, that shit gonna take, yo, you know what it's gonna take for Pulse chain to be to reach $1? It's gonna take for people to care to spend their money on that shit, yo. He saw people making a living off of doing the short-term rolling stakes. The short-term rolling stakes on Hex. What he do? Huh? He put all those stakes out, 15 years. He saw people living off the stakes, short-term rolling stakes, hundreds of millions of Hex stakes for 2 weeks, 7 days, 30 days, 2 weeks, 6 days. Getting all this money, short-term upfront. No one's staking those big bags 15 years. He got tired of that shit. He let that shit rock for a good 2 years or whatever, and then ended all that. Incentivizing what new user to come on the chain of stake Hex? What new user is going to be incentivized to do that shit with the paltry sum of rewards that you get now? He don't give a fuck because he already got the glory. He played a game. Y'all gotta catch up, bro. He played a game. He played a game to protect himself, not the community. He played an effing game. And why you think he's running? This shit too hot. Dude running. Information Society. And I'm running so fast. I'm telling you now to leave me. Oh, romance cannot last. That's your man's. But there's no romance with dude at all. I romance my wife. Fuck that. But that dude, nah, man, he ain't it. So be careful. Be careful. Be careful out there, y'all. Like this shit right here is crazy. Dude got his glory already. That's my opinion. A million millionaires. Yeah, he realized that shit can't happen the way he thought, or maybe he knew it couldn't happen, and he just wanted to just attract more people, more money, get as much as he can up front, so that he could just whatever, get paid, and then rock everybody to sleep. You got your Pulse check, we got the Pulse X, and whatever we want to see something done, we need to do it. There you go. Thanks a lot. Yo, you can't make this shit up. Take it easy, y'all. Catch y'all on the next one.